Alright, what's going on, guys? This is going to be the last installment of Beastars' Top 10 Most Shocking Moments. And this time, we'll be covering chapters 148 to 196, which should constitute Season 4 of the anime. But with that said, guys, let's get right into it with shocking moment number 1. Louis chooses Azuki over Juno. When Juno kissed Louis after his graduation speech, it seemed the two were fated to be lovers, especially considering Louis' difficulties in the bedroom with Azuki. But it seemed Louis was not willing to forsake his mission of guiding the Horns conglomerate to a bigger and brighter future with the business-savvy Azuki. Now, while the anime fandom was disappointed by this development, it did make sense from Louis' perspective. After all, Juno's bubbly personality seemed to irritate the Red Deer. Plus, Louis always had an inferiority complex, and being married to a strong, carnivorous woman might have distressed him greatly in his daily affairs. Shocking moment number 2. Legoshi's grandmother, Toki, killed herself. As we know from the top 10 moments of Season 3, Gosha gave up his aspirations of becoming a Beastar after he saved Toki from assailants, and subsequently knocked her up. You dog! Not wanting to harm his new wife, Gosha took extra precautions to sanitize Toki whenever he kissed her. Toki, however, felt like something was missing. Therefore, on her birthday, she confiscated Gosha's antiseptic spray to give Gosha the full-fledged kiss she always desired. With her love fully expressed, Toki fell victim to the poison and died in Gosha's arms. It was extremely heartbreaking to read this chapter, but at the same time, it was also very beautiful. It also sort of brought up some interesting concepts in terms of suicide in Japan. As we know, suicide is sort of becoming a problem along with depression, and the fact that Legoshi's mother and his grandmother both committed suicide is sort of an interesting way of broaching that topic and making the readers sort of contemplate that at a deeper level. Shocking moment number 3. Legoshi and Haru are dating. Ever since the beginning chapters, there's been an uneasy tension between Legoshi and Haru. Legoshi seemed convinced of his feelings for the White Rabbit, but Panda attempted to convince him otherwise. Furthermore, Haru's fear of being eaten by the Grey Wolf was palpable, to the point of her body instinctively lunging into Legoshi's mouth whenever they were in the bedroom. Legoshi also proposed to Haru in the school library, which ended in abject failure. But despite these early road bumps, Legoshi remained faithful to his internal resolve, and it eventually paid off when Haru asked Legoshi to marry her and get divorced. It was kind of a little weird, I'm not gonna lie, but it eventually worked out for the two fated lovers, which caused the anime fandom to finally rejoice, because Legoshi broke through the impenetrable friend zone that so many have fallen victim to. Shocking moment number 4. Legoshi attacks Melon. Legoshi is sort of known to be an instigator of violence. Disrespect your surroundings! But you know, he has his reasons. One of them being that he was sent to Davy Jones' locker under the instruction of the deranged Melon. After escaping the incident with the help of some bilingual skills, Legoshi tracked down Melon at the Shishigumi hideout and had a brawl, son. They even fell out of a building without even sustaining damage. I mean, like, what the fuck is this shit? Anyway, the chase proceeded to go through the streets and various people's houses. It was the sort of event that didn't have much relevance to the overarching story, but it was certainly epic enough to make this list, that's for sure. Shocking moment number 5. Carnivore-herbivore war. Back in the day, carnivores used to be monsters. You know, bigger, more savage monsters than they are now. In prehistoric times, carnivores were known as life animals, as they would eat living creatures for sustenance, whereas herbivores were known as nature animals, as they would eat a wide array of plants. And while the two opposing groups originally formed a peaceful coexistence, conflict eventually arose, leading to the brutal carnivore-herbivore war. And much like any war, many casualties were incurred, until a giant whale stopped the bloodshed via allowing the land carnivores to eat fish meat. Why would the sea creatures allow such a thing? Because to them, life and death are equally celebrated, so it matters not whether they live or die. So therefore, to put an end to the conflict, they offered themselves up. But somewhere along the line, the knowledge was lost, causing the internal strife between carnivores and herbivores to proliferate. Shocking moment number 6. Melon is unpredictable. I wanted to pick one instance of Melon's abhorrence to put on this list, but there were simply too many to choose from. Therefore, I will list off the key ones to paint a picture of how deranged this half gazelle, half leopard really is. First one, on the day of meat depravity, Melon sliced off Dolph's neck. Or, more like gashed into it. He didn't slice it off, otherwise he wouldn't have a neck or a head, he'd be dead. 2, Melon beat his mother to death with a hot iron. 3, he shot off the arm of the Madaragumi leader. 4, he shot himself twice. YOLO!
Just the afterbirth, Eli. No. Slithered out on your mother's filth.
And 5, he bit into Yafia's neck when being carried to the hospital. Yeah, Melon definitely has a few screws loose, but sometimes you need a veritable Joker character to set things into motion, to keep the story entertaining. And Melon certainly did that with flying colors. Shocking moment number 7. Haru promised Melon that he could eat her. And if you think this is a reference to the bedroom scene, then I've got some bad news for you. You're a pervy furry. Your business card will be arriving in the mail in 2 to 3 weeks, by the way. Anyway, yeah, this actually happened. Why, you may ask? Because Haru made a pinky swear, and according to pinky swear bylaws, you must fulfill the pinky swear, no matter what, even if it means being turned into a veritable chocolate bar. Shocking moment number 8. Oguma, Louis' adoptive father, dies. Now we know from the manga that Oguma didn't have the best relationship with Louis. However, he did save him in early childhood and gave him a life where he could be normal. He could go to school, have friends, and not have to worry about dying at a moment's notice. But, on the other hand, there was a contentiousness to their relationship. Oguma was very strict and wanted Louis to take over the Horns conglomerate and be a strong leader who didn't look towards love or friends and only thought about money. And this was noted by the fact that Oguma used a calculator to apprise the value of everything in his life. But when he tried to discover the value of his love for Louis, he got an heir, which meant that his love was incalculable. It was infinite, just like every parent's love for their child. And in an unexpected turn of events, Oguma ended up in the hospital, and he was on his deathbed. And in his final moments, after the calculator scene, he revealed to Louis that he in fact loved him, and he gave his adoptive son a huge hug. It was a very heart-wrenching moment, and it really pulled you in with all the visceral emotions. It was just absolutely fantastic, and it gave you a different perspective on Oguma and Louis' relationship and what they were thinking deep down in their hearts but never expressed in the real world. Shocking moment number 9. Carnivores destroy the back alley market. During the climactic fight between Legoshi and Melon, tensions in the back alley market were at an all-time high, especially when the power went out, causing the nocturnal carnivores to gaze upon their scrumptious prey. Nevertheless, the carnivores restrained themselves from feasting upon the weaker herbivores, and proceeded to smash the back alley market to bits. This culminated in the prohibition of meat and the demolition of the back alley market altogether. And shocking moment number 10, Legoshi kisses Haru. In the earlier chapters, Legoshi attempted to kiss Haru, but it felt forced. After the two developed a more intimate relationship, the mood seemed right for the gray wolf, so he proposed to kiss the white rabbit. Unfortunately, like most guys, he screwed up, keeping his eyes open whilst kissing her. So shortly after, Legoshi corrected the mistake and planted one on his soon-to-be girlfriend. And I've got to tell ya, after waiting 172 chapters, it was about damn time! And that's it, guys! That is the top 10 most shocking moments of Beastars Season 4. I know the manga did not end the way some of you felt like it should have ended, especially with Juno not getting with Louis, but you know what? That's the mark of a great story. It shouldn't be completely happy. You should feel like you're yearning a little bit more, and you should feel a little bit disappointed. That's how a good story should be. But that's my perspective. Tell me what you guys thought in the comments. Tell me if there was a shocking moment in Season 4 that I missed. And of course, if you like this video, you should subscribe to my channel. I always appreciate that. But until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side.